This is my YouTube video from the Trinidad Classical series as to how you restring a drum. I've been getting this question from a few people and I figured I might as well just make a video instead of going to everybody's house. So let's see. I wrote a few questions here as to what I wanted to make sure I cover. So first and foremost is we talk about different Dholaks here. So there is the single dory style, just comes up like here, and there's a split dory style. So most Trinidad drums will have eye hooks in the middle so that you could tune the sides separately. If you already know all this stuff, just skip through it. If you don't, well, I'm trying to make this for everybody. So these eye hooks, I just got them at the hardware, so I measured them and the inner diameter is a little smaller than a centimeter. So you're going to need a rope that's appropriate. So here I have a type of synthetic fiber rope. Strong. You're looking for obviously a rope with no stretch, so when you set your drum properly it doesn't loose out from the rings or from the rope. I mean, the skin will stretch, that's fine, but the rope shouldn't. It should stay like this, taut. You also want to make sure that obviously it's not going to bust when you're pulling it, but also that it doesn't fray when it's going up and down along the skin like that, or when you're pulling ropes, because eventually it's just going to get difficult to thread. So the first thing I did was, let's see, this is a pre-made skin. I made this before, so I'm just going to set it neatly. That's good. That should be good there. And I made a special knot so that you can have an anchoring spot. This is what it looks like when it's finished, but how I'm going to do that is first you take a knot, then you make one simple knot like this. You'll learn how to average it once you start doing it. Taking your simple knot, then you're taking the rope, you're coming around the outside of that knot. So I went kind of under and behind. I'm going to need a little more. The smaller you make this little loop is the better. Then I'm going to put that underneath. I hope you can see this. I don't know what I'm doing. Can't see the camera. But once you go underneath like this, kind of roll it a bit. That there is locked, right? It's locked this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and just make one more knot. Everybody has a different way of doing it. This is the way I do mine. I saw it on another drum I was covering one time and I just thought this makes sense. So you have it like this. Like this, so that when you're pulling in any direction it's not going to go anywhere. So the last knot you want to make, I'm not sure if this one is necessary, but I do it anyways just so it doesn't slip through the back of the drum. Take it like this, make another knot, pull all of this through. Obviously I already have one, so I'm not going to use that. And just kind of turn it, and that's locked there. It's not going up. It's not. You can't pull it up this way. You can't pull it back down this way. So that's a perfect knot. But obviously I have one on the other end, so I'm not going to use this one. Give me one sec. So let's see. What else can I tell you in the meantime? So there is this split style that we use. There's also alternative knots, like in India, a lot of the Dholaks, it's a smarter system for increasing tension. Instead of using one small triangle, so instead of just going like this from here to here, what they'll do is they'll make it from here and skip all the way to here, so that when you have your triangle, the bigger the triangle is, the more tension you get when you pull down. So it's like that instead. You can do that too, but you might have to cut the rope into 2 pieces. And I mean, it could be better, but it's not really necessary. You're going to get the sound you want with the traditional way anyways. So I keep my neat stuff in these little piles, just because if you lose your rings or you're sitting on one, you're just going to get frustrated. So keep everything neat. So the first thing that I want to tell you is this already has a sort of casing on it, so it's easy to keep into one piece. But if it's a cotton rope, it's going to be everywhere. So what you want to do is you'll just take scissors and you're going to cut into a point, and then from there, what my dad does is he uses a piece of thread, or you could also use dental floss, as my Uncle Robert said. And you first line it up this way so that the floss is facing down. Then you're going to come around, and just keep wrapping it tight around until you have a firm point. I don't need to do that with this rope, so I just use tape, but if you do need to use that, go ahead. Don't burn this because it's going to get bulky in the end, so let's see. This rope I got at a Canadian Tire, by the way. I like black rope, but I know white rope is traditional. Some people call it maling, some people call it jute. I've heard different things, but I just use this one anyway. So there are more details as to where you really want to place your first knot, but I'm just going to do it anywhere for now. This belt is just a piece of rope that I cut to size, and because I knew it would fit in these eye hooks with 2 of these, and I just honestly taped it. In Trinidad they use a metal band around it. Some people say it's just for aesthetics, but other people say that it prevents uneven tension, so that the wood doesn't crack up or crack down due to excess tension. So first step is I just chose a starting spot. Before you ever go through this way, always want to put your ring first. So just remember, eye hook, ring. Now, after I have that, I might have to put some tape on this, but these holes are already big enough. Eye hook, ring, through the hole, and down. So that's the 4th step until you repeat. When you're putting your ring, you want to make sure that you're not putting it crooked, because if you put it like this and then put it down, your ring is going to look like this and it'll never serve the purpose. So just be aware of what you're doing. I've done it wrong several times. So that is simply how you do it. So I wish I could speed this up, but sometimes this rope might get twisted, so just roll it back out. Just roll it up. So I'm going to try and do this as quick as I can. And as you see, as I was saying, this knot we made is now firmly locked there. As I said, other people have different ways. You can do it however it works for you. So just fix the knots as you go through. And roll out the twists. So again, we're starting the process. Ring, under, sorry, over, as opposed to under, because I guess when you're going in this direction, the bamboo kind of works with you. This bamboo will be pulled down as opposed to out. So I'll just follow this way. So over and under. Check my camera. I don't know if you can actually see me. Back here. This drum, I like to keep it on a hardwood floor because I feel like a carpet will dry out the skin, and once the skin is dry, then the masala cracks, and the skin itself is pretty lifeless. So yeah, now I'm just gonna check and see how I'm doing for time. I might split this video into two.